Before we start this episode, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Lori Medic of 5 Star Painting of Tulsa. Lori and her husband Trevor are incredible to work with. They are my go-to painting company because they are engaged in every step of the process. From the paint consultation to the follow-up, they ensure your project is beautifully completed in a timely manner, and they are meticulous with every detail so you don't have to be. They are also friendly, knowledgeable, and combine top quality work with high quality products. Other attributes that set 5 Star Painting apart include being family owned, insured, and members of the Tulsa Home Builders Association. So when you have a painting project here in the Tulsa area, 5 Star Painting is the one to call, and they provide free estimates. Connect with them online at 5starpainting.com/Tulsa or give them a call at 918-500-5788. It's amazing how a fresh coat of paint can transform a space. Connect with them today and you will be so glad you did. And now on to the episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Sharing Passion and Purpose podcast. My name is Nancy Moore, and I am the host of this weekly podcast that provides career and creative inspiration to help you build a passionate and purpose-filled life. You'll hear from guests that will help you tap into your creative potential, pursue a career with passion, and build on your biggest and best resource, yourself. I'm excited to have you join this conversation. I'm so happy you're here. Let's get started. Hi, everybody. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that is coming up. And it is coming up a lot recently, and that is AI. So people are asking me about it. We are talking about it. I'm hearing it on the podcast. I'm talking to women in other groups about it. And so I just wanted to talk about it with you all and kind of have you hear my take on it. So one of the things that I have felt is it's important to embrace technology. And I want to talk about an example of something that I was lucky enough to be involved with early on. And it was also embracing technology. And so having a mindset to embrace it has been, I think, an asset for me. And this was over 20 years ago. It was actually probably 24 years ago. I had just been at Tulsa Community College for probably about a year and maybe less than 2 years. And my dean in the College of Business had attended something where she found out about online classes, teaching online classes, having an online curriculum. And for me, she and I talked about it. We discussed it. And she invited me to participate in co-developing a class with her. And then with the premise that she would probably pass that class on to me. And so luckily, I said yes. This is something that I am so happy even to this day that I did. And let me tell you why. I did not even and could not even fathom how to have a class online. And you're thinking now, because it's 20 plus years later, you probably have taken numerous classes online, know people who have, and are able to do things easily online. But at the time, that was brand new. And I could not even, think about how to teach a class online. So this is the exciting part. I didn't have to think about it. I had somebody who had learned about it, my dean, and then helped me as we co-developed the class. And there were certain things that we had to do that made the class easier to navigate, made the class interesting and something that students would want to participate in. And so I early on was able to learn all about that technology through Blackboard, through online learning. I was grandfathered into online learning, and so many opportunities came from me saying yes to that. And I'll tell you just a couple of examples, but I was just part-time adjunct actually, and I was teaching the online class. It was actually Introduction to Accounting. And then I even developed financial accounting and managerial accounting online, co-developed, and was able to teach those in later years. But one of the examples was actually being able to go to all of the campuses at Tulsa Community College and teach other full-time instructors and even part-time instructors how to adopt and learn different parts of the online platform. And so the first thing that started was actually turning in grades. So the grade book. And before that, this is going to date me, but before that, we had to physically go to campus and turn in our grades and then have somebody sign off that we had done that. And so to be able to turn in grades took out a step for everyone. And then also streamlined the process because the grades and the grade book was being downloaded into a system. So all of the records, then it helped the people at Tulsa Community College from having to re-enter all of the grades that were turned in manually. And so anyway, I had the privilege of going to all of the campuses, helping them facilitate this process in teaching people how to turn in these grades. And then also many other things came from that. Turning in and submitting a syllabus online and all the things that came with developing the syllabus and then developing curriculum. And so for many years, I was able to teach instructors at Tulsa Community College how to develop these classes and basically build the courses. And it has been such a joy to me to see how the flexibility that the online classes offer has been so great for so many people. I know that there are people who tend to like to take classes in person, so that's not always for everybody, but to be able to offer these options and have that as something that Tulsa Community College offers, I was easily one of the first ones to adopt that 20 plus years ago, probably 24 years ago, actually. My daughter's 24. So anyway, having that early adoption mindset and a mindset of what can I learn? How can I embrace this? How is this going to be beneficial for others has served me so well. And so I just want to share that because I know that there is fear around AI, fear around, can I do it? How do I do it? How do I learn? And for me, there are lots of different platforms. There's Perplexity, there's ChatGPT, there are other Gemini. I'm trying to remember all of the platforms, but if you just start out, I'll just give you a little tip. If you start out and want to open up ChatGPT and play with it a little bit, sometimes that just takes the being apprehensive about it away, any apprehension, I should say, away, because, just looking into it a little bit, playing around with it kind of helps. And you could ask, different questions of it. You could ask about, different, maybe some research, and then also have it provide examples of where that research has been cited. I will say ChatGPT in my own learning and looking into it is not as solid. And I think that it tends to make up things that it doesn't know. And so you really have to do your homework in looking into things a little bit more. But honestly, it's kind of fun to play with. And so if you start thinking that way, I think it's helpful. So recently, it was probably less than a year ago at Tulsa Community College again, we were asked if we wanted to adopt or how we wanted to adopt AI in our classrooms. And so there was a system that they developed, and it was a red light, yellow light, green light method. And so basically, red light was you weren't able to do it. The yellow light was, yes, you could use AI and you could specify how you wanted to use it. And then the green light was just go for it and make sure that you cite AI as a resource. And so anyway, I ended up being pretty lenient on this because I wanted to see how much the students used AI and how they used it. And so for me so far, it has been interesting to see how they're using it, why they're using it, what they're looking up, and then, just to see basically how it's being utilized. And so for me, I chose to embrace it, and it has been really, really interesting, I think, to see what the students are doing. So again, instead of being fearful of it, because it has come and I feel like it's just an all of a sudden thing that it's out there, it's being utilized in the past, couple of years. And instead of totally negating this opportunity that people can use, I wanted to embrace it. And so I'll probably have to give you an update on that as time goes on. This is my second semester to allow it, and I'm in the middle of grading papers now. And I do think that it has helped the students in many ways. Some students have not used it at all. And so I think it's just a comfort level in wanting to do it. But the things that I have found when I have used it, I have personally typed things in, and it has helped me organize my ideas. It has helped me if I have a sticking point and I'm not sure about kind of which way to go. And I ask ChatGPT, I call her Chatty, what she recommends, maybe give me the top 3 things, her recommendations, then I get that. And so for me, I found it helpful. I will also share that I'm using the paid version. And so that, I think for it to retain the information, for me to be able to log back in and kind of pick up where I left off, I wanted to make sure that was an option for me. And so I think it's about $20 a month, and I have found it beneficial. But really at this point, at this juncture, this is an exciting time, and that we have an exciting opportunity. And so I know that there will be changes made, and changes that, they're talking about different changes in the job market and different changes that are possibly going to happen. But this is one of those opportunities where we can choose to embrace that change. And so that's what I want to encourage you to do, to definitely embrace the change, because change is going to happen no matter what we're doing, and we can decide to embrace it. And I think that that's always served me well when I've made that decision. So anyway, I would love for you to share a little bit about how you are interacting with AI, if you are looking at it, how it's helped you, maybe any questions that you may have. I am not an expert at all, but things that you're wondering about, if you have figured anything out that you'd like to share, I'd like to know that as well. But thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I appreciate you being here. And don't forget to connect with me on social media. Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn are at Sharing Passion and Purpose, and Twitter is at Passion Sharing. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.